Well, I'll step up to your challenge. I'm going to answer your questions one by one. This will be the second time that I'm running your video. I'm going to play the video and stop it after each question and respond. So, that sounds fair and reasonable. Here we go.
Over 200 million human fetuses have been aborted in the last decade. Over 100 girls and women have bled to death internally for using instruments on themselves to remove fetuses. How do you feel about this, and what is your solution?
Well, for abortion, and I've said this in other videos, that's a choice between the woman and her creator. It's not my job to interfere with that. I think if I could tune the world my way, I would legalize abortion 100% and remove the stigma from having an abortion. The stigma is why you have women dying from illegal abortions or from the people trying to self-abort. You also skipped over women who have tried self-abortion who made themselves sterile afterwards. And I'm certain there are thousands upon thousands of women like that too. I'd improve sex education. So perhaps fewer women would get pregnant. And seeing as how there's now a pill for men to take to help prevent pregnancies, I'd be touting that hardcore for men to be taking to step up to their half of the responsibility in the issue. Next question.
Number 2. Millions of men, women, and children have been murdered throughout history in the name of pagan gods. Explain to me why, and do you feel that this deplorable act is good and peaceful?
You can actually say billions have been killed in the name of religion, period. Not just the pagans, but in every other religion. There's always been killings over religion. For me, and my viewpoint, if you kill somebody to promote your beliefs, you have a lack of faith. You don't really believe what you're preaching. You're just trying to prove it right by killing anybody who disagrees with you. It's not peaceful. It's not right. No one should be killed in the name of religion. It's that simple. Next question.
Number 3. Do you believe the pagans helped Christians become the most popular and hateful religion of our day? And are you doing anything about it now?
Did pagans help? No. The biggest early step up the Christians got with promoting their religion was the conversion, I believe it was, of Constantine, Roman emperor. And he said to the pagans, well, you've got a choice. You can be enslaved pagans, or you can be free Christians. And as history has demonstrated, someone gets power, it goes to their head. Power corrupts. So, it's We just gave targets. They also wanted payback. Early Christianity was against killing. Up, we gave us the Jews to hate. Oh, I can hate somebody? Gave it a step up. Oh, I can kill in the name of my God? Oh, another step up. But this is true for every religion. Not just pagans, not just Hindus, not just Muslims, not just Christians. People get some power and it goes to their head. And they can go off and prove theirs is the one true God by killing other people in their God's name. It's deplorable, agreed. And it shouldn't be done. What am I doing? I let my Christian friends know I'm pagan. Heck, I even went to church tonight. My minister at the church I used to go to when I was a kid, I was a new guy though, he knows damn well I'm pagan. And I've been telling people who ask, and I don't denigrate their religion, and I ask they don't denigrate mine. As long as you're doing what you're doing because it makes you happy, fine. You got your space, I got mine. I try and promote harmony between various sects. So, next question.
Number 4. If Christianity actually followed the Bible and took over the world, how long do you think your pagan community and homosexuals have before you are completely wiped off the face of the earth?
Well, that depends on which branch of Christianity you're talking. In the U.S. alone, there are 600 recognized sects of Christianity. Some are more tolerant than others. But if you went with the most intolerant bastards out there, and they controlled everything, I'd give us less than a year. Less than a year. Before we go back to Old Testament law, ignoring Christ and his Mosaic laws dead. So, about a year.
Number 5. For those who worship and appreciate nature, nature has killed billions of human lives before we even had the ability to hurt the earth with pollution and filth. Do you appreciate it when countless lives die? How can you justify that which you worship? Number
I don't worship nature per se. I worship spirits of nature. A slightly different animal. Nothing on this earth with two legs controls the weather. Weather happens. Tectonic plates shift. There's nothing anyone can do about that. I don't believe there's a vengeful God up there going, ooh, I'm going to shift the two plates so there's earthquakes and people die. Or I'm going to make volcanoes erupt. Or hurricanes come in. Now, it can be argued that nature, while it does kill many people, acts of nature also help to bring out the best in humans as they try to help survivors. That's something that should be celebrated and extolled from every mountaintop. Humans doing their best to help others in need. I can argue and say it's the system and the way it's been set up, but I can't justify it, but I don't revel in it either. It's one of those facts of life, like gravity. It's there. There's not a lot I can do about it. But I can try and help those in need if it's at all possible for me to do so. Next question.
6. Where are the pagan gods when children are molested and mutilated by rapists? Do they care, and can you prove that they care?
Same place every other God is. Free will. Everybody's got it. Every religion has some form of it. Is it right that people do this? No. It's a horrible thing. And I can't think of ways to prevent it because somebody becomes aberrant. There's nothing I can do about it. I personally would not harm a child. And there are those who rape children, mutilate them, murder them. I would be creative in my punishments of people who do that. Kill a child? Oh, you're going to die the same way you killed that child. Turkey has some interesting penalty for men who molest children. Strap a man in a chair, and with no anesthesia, a doctor, no anesthesia, surgically splits the man's penis in half. So it's 2 lumps of flesh that are still there without anesthesia. And keep in mind that on a man, penis has the highest concentration of nerve endings. Oh, too bad. That's what happens when you diddle kitties. I'm sick that way, but hey. Everybody's got to have a hobby, right? Next question.
Number 7. If you had a choice between a Christian president or an atheist president, which would you choose and explain why? You must choose one of these.
Honestly, Christian versus atheist, I'd go with an atheist president. Provided said atheist president didn't try and foist his beliefs on everybody else and didn't sit there saying, you're delusional if you don't believe the same way I do. Too many Christian presidents cater to conservative Christians to get their money. See, the conservative Christians care about controlling everybody else's life. Us liberals and moderates are too busy doing everything else, and we're not trying to control people's lives. That's why I would choose an atheist over a Christian. The money, honey. Next question.
Number 8. The characters of the Bible, such as Moses, Joshua, Samuel, killed pagan men, women, and children. Why do you think Christians consider these men heroes of God for killing your ancestors?
Oh, that's simple. They were being obedient to God. The ones you named went and killed because God said go kill. They were serving God. And that's supposedly what you're supposed to do. Serve God in all His glory. And if His glory includes killing men, women, and children, they're heroes. Because they obeyed God. Adam and Eve weren't obedient to God, so they're not really heroes, they're just there. The ones who obeyed God get praises. Like Job does. Who's stuck by God no matter what. Next question.
Number 9. Do you deserve an afterlife? Give me a deep explanation of why the universe should consider your existence even remotely important.
Well, it's not so much that myself that I am important. Right now, I'm not. I know it. I admit it. I think this is more having to do with why we were created. Now, if God wanted sycophants, could have made us that way, correct? Since He's supposed to be omniscient and omnipotent. I think God came into being the Big Bang, which in my opinion was just a black hole getting full and going poof and exploding, creating the universe that we know. And possibly a consciousness was created at the same time. And God said, "Oh look, this is beautiful. This is wonderful. I'm all alone. This sucks. And while I'm quite powerful, I can't make others just like me." Zeus tried, but they were still subservient to him. Odin tried, I believe. I'm not tied up by Norse mythology. So, we have reincarnation. When I die, I believe when everybody dies, we go to, in essence, what I call the Summerland, where you review the lessons of this life and try and discover what else you need to learn to move on. Because God, or the goddess, whatever, is alone and wants some company. I think Buddha, Krishna, and Jesus have all moved up. I don't know if others have, but I'm fairly certain those three have moved a lot closer to God. So, next question.
Number 10. Do you believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God? Tell me why. Number 11.
Well, number 10. Is the Son of God? No. Is a Son of God? Yes. All men and women are children of God, per se. I believe that Christ's teachings were perverted by men who wanted to have control and gain control of other humans for their own edification and aggrandizement. Number 11.
Would you honestly admit that most pagans are pagans so that they can fit into a social group or environment and don't really give a damn about what they claim to believe in? Be honest with me.
Most? No. At least a third? Yes. I wouldn't say most, though. I've been to festivals where I've met many pagans. Some who are very serious about what they do. Others who are less so. Am I a really good example of a dedicated pagan? No. And I'll admit that. I could do better, but I don't. And I could list reasons, but they're unimportant and it's personal. I'm not going to go into it. Next question.
Number 12. In modern day society, what has your specific group done to help the environment and issues with the government?
Well, I'm not with the group. I'm a solitary practitioner at this point in time. As for the environment, I recycle. I live in an apartment, and I recycle more than my apartment building allows. Currently, I don't drive. I get around on foot. I use public transportation. I ride a bicycle. I'm a huge advocate of alternative energy. Let's get away from oil. And I let my Congress people, my elected officials, know that the environment matters to me. I let them know that I vote. That's the big thing you have to do. You have to let your elected officials know what you want, and you make certain they know you vote, because that's what matters to them. Doesn't matter how much money they can get from their supporters. If you're telling them, I want certain things done and I vote, they might pay attention more. Next question.
Number 13. If paganism is about peace, why do so many pagans enlist in the military and participate in war against other cultures and religions?
Well, not all paganism is about peace. As you yourself pointed out, there are many different sects. And there are gods of war amongst them. So it seems quite natural that if you're following a Mars, or an Odin, or a Thor, I'm not up on the Hindu mythology and who their gods are, but if you follow a warlike path, you would join in organizations that would allow you to worship that god in a warlike manner. That makes sense, doesn't it? Not all pagans are peaceful. Some are. Some aren't. Just because someone says they're pagan doesn't mean they have the same belief, because there's so many different sects of paganism, as there are so many different sects of Christianity, and there are different sects of Islam, and there are different sects of Hinduism. Next question.
Number 14. Do you think that faith is more valuable than scientific evidence?
I'm going to assume you meant valuable, not valuable. There is a difference between the two words. More valuable than scientific evidence. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't have an answer for that one. And I don't mind saying I don't know. Next question.
Number 15. Do you use hospitals although you believe you have magic?
I avoid hospitals like the plague. I haven't even seen a doctor since I converted to paganism. I'm insufferably healthy. I smoke too much. I drink too much. But I'm still healthy. I still have good blood pressure. My mother's diabetic, and I let her test my blood once in a while just to prove to her, I'm not diabetic yet. So, I hate doctors. I avoid them. Now, if I had a severe injury where I had a broken limb, or I had a severe cut that required, let's say 20 or more stitches, yeah, I'd use a hospital because they have the facilities to do that. I have cut myself to the point where I needed maybe 6 stitches. I took care of that myself with a Band-Aid or Band-Aids and alum. Poured it right in the wound, burned it all, covered it up with a Band-Aid, let the blood soak through, changed the Band-Aid, changed the alum, stopped it again. And within 2 days, I was Band-Aid free. So, no, I don't use them. If I have extreme injury, yeah, I would, because I'm not stupid.
Number 16. Do you think that logic or honesty plays a part in your religion?
Honesty, yes. Absolutely. I don't lie for 2 reasons. One, it's easier to keep one story straight. And number 2, I suck at lying. But those are my personal reasons. But honesty is important. I don't mean outrageous honesty. If somebody's got a butt ugly baby, I'm not going to sit there and say, you got a butt ugly baby. I'm going to sit there and say, what a cute little adorable kid. because that's needless pain to cause somebody. Do what you will, but intentionally harm none. Next question.
Number 17. Would you be willing to become an atheist?
No. Everything I've seen about atheism and all the various views I've seen presented, it does not appeal to me. I don't like it. You have a right to your beliefs, and it is a belief, in spite of anything you might say. It's not one for me. You all go on, have a large time. Next question.
Number 18. Name one pagan who does what James Randi or Richard Dawkins does. If you don't know who Richard Dawkins and James Randi is, I ask that you research them, watch a few of their videos on YouTube. James Randi has been known to be able to expose paganism for being false, as well as many different magicians and people who claim to be faith healers of Christianity. He's an atheist, and that's what he does for a living. He offers people $1 million if they can prove that they have magic or powers. I want to know if you have any pagans out there that are actually going out there in the world and debating Christians and science alike about what the actual truth is about things. All right.
I don't know. I don't keep up with all the pagans in the world. And I don't care. As for the amazing Randy, he's a poor man's Arthur C. Clarke. I think Arthur C. Clarke did debunking a lot better. But there's more to this world than just plain logic. There's more to it. So, next question.
Thank you.
Oh, that was the last question. Oh, about healers. If someone says they can heal you, run away. They're either a quack or they want something from you, probably money. For lack of a better term, I am a healer. Now, can I heal anybody? No! It's impossible. I can't do it. Well, it's impossible for me. All I can do is help you heal yourself. That's all I can do. So. And I don't charge for it. I do it because I can. Because I can hopefully make somebody feel better. So, that's what the whole deal is about. And what I do. So, I hope this answers your questions. Hey, only 2 were I don't know. And I'll post this in response to you as a video. As soon as I finish processing it, I might have to break it up into 2 parts depending on how many megs it is. Bye.